Hi there, it's Karen Brown of Just Get It Done Quilts, and there's more to sewing than fabric and sewing machines. There's all sorts of tools and accessories you need, and that cost adds up fast. So today we're going to the dollar store to find some inexpensive finds. So stick with me and I'll show you how to do it. Well, as far as I know, there's no dollar fabric store, and there's no deep discounts on sewing machines. But I do know there's some handy things that you can get from the dollar store that don't cost a fortune. If you are a beginner sewer or a sewer on a budget, check out these inexpensive tools you can get from the dollar store. Now there's two types of items here. One we're going to buy for the original purpose it was intended, and the other one we're going to buy and use it for something entirely different. So the first must-have from the dollar store is these extra large zipper bags. You don't have to buy them in super large quantities, and the size is perfect for storing a pattern, storing a half-finished project, and all sorts of extra fabric that goes with it. And then the shape of it, you can stack them nice and neatly, all in a basket. Our next find is in the same aisle. It is a Grippy shelf and drawer liner. It comes in lots of different colors and comes in different sizes. This will help anybody that has one of those runaway foot pedals. Simply lay your foot pedal on the shelf lining and cut about 1 inch to 1.5 inches allowance around it. Put it on the floor and it moves no more. And tucked back in the corner here is every sewer's must-have, a lint remover. Absolutely essential for picking up all those stray threads. I must go through at least 3 of these papers every time I wipe down a quilt. But I also use it to wipe down my ironing board, I wipe down my sewing chair, and of course me before I go out the door. And thankfully they come with refills. In the next aisle we have tablecloths, and specifically a flannel backed one. Before you use it, toss it in a hot dryer for 5 minutes to get out all the creases. I tape mine to the wall with masking tape. And voila, you've got an easy peasy design wall. So now we're heading into the hardware section, and we're looking at work gloves. Specifically, we're looking for ones with tacky palms. In the spring, you might also find them in the gardening section. They're not pretty in pink, but they'll do just as good a job as free motion quilting gloves. These gloves I've owned for about 3 years, and because they're not precious, I cut off the tips of the first 2 fingers to keep them nimble and stop my hands from sweating. It's so nice to be able to thread the needle without taking on and off my gloves, as well as picking up stray threads. As for grip on my quilt sandwich, it works just fine. And of course we'll pick up some masking tape. If you haven't seen my video on 5 sewing hacks with masking tape, I'll put a link up in the corner here. I like to have several different widths on hand. Here in the makeup section, we are going to grab some makeup brushes. Use these for cleaning out your sewing machine. You can also get paint brushes from the art supply section, but I prefer the shorter handles. My favorite makeup brush to use is an old blush contour brush. But whatever one you choose, use it often. Also from the makeup section are Cuticle Sticks. But you could sub in these bamboo skewers from the kitchen section, or these large, thick barbecue ones from the seasonal section. I use them mostly when my fingers are just too big to hold a piece in place while I'm sewing. They also help to make a crisp edge on my binding or trying to poke out a corner. This is a great thing to pick up from the dollar store, but you can't find it at every dollar store. I've been told that they're much more common in the dollar stores in the US. These are called flexible shopping mats, and they're just thin pieces of plastic that they sub in for template plastic. If you're marking up blocks 100 or maybe 300 times the same way, you want a template quick enough for your job. This template is for a snowball block. You just mark the 2 corners and then you simply move it to the next one and quickly mark those 2 corners, saving you a whole lot of time. Another item we're searching through a couple of dollar stores for is first aid tape. First aid tape has a little bit of a texture to it. A lot of specialty rulers come just on plain plexiglass, and they slip quite easily on your fabric. So it's really good to just add a strip of this first aid tape just to the bottom of the ruler, and this will give it a little bit of grip when you go to cut it. If you have any more dollar store items that you think are worthy, please leave them in the comments below. Anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down there. And if you want to be notified when I make new videos, and I'm trying so hard to do them weekly, just hit that bell. So take care, and I'll see you next time.